Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Combat Mission Shock Force 2. This is a game that's been out for a year or two, but it only recently went up on Steam. It is developed by Battlefront, and it is published by Matrix and Slytherin Games. This is a real-time tactical simulation that allows you to fight through sort of a modern, hypothetical, sort of asymmetrical and conventional conflict in a hypothetical NATO invasion of Syria. This is our 8th video in the series, but it is our 3rd video in the 3rd battle of the German campaign, which is part of the NATO DLC pack. That was a bit of a mouthful, a lot of numbers thrown around there, but essentially we're playing as the German, I think it's the 10th Panzer Division. It's invading Syria from Turkey, along with other NATO forces. The Americans are invading out of Iraq. I'm not sure what happened in 2008 that would have actually somehow made NATO decide, yeah, we think another invasion of a Middle Eastern country is a good idea. We're on board with the U.S., but I don't know, maybe some major event occurred. This is all, obviously, the game was developed before the Syrian Civil War, so this was all very hypothetical. Now, this is the 3rd part of this battle. The battle has not gone to plan so far. We've lost very heavy casualties. We've lost several IFVs. We've taken the first 2 objective points. There are 4 objectives that we have to take to clear a highway to the east of the town of El Bab, which this highway is supposed to be a major resupply and sort of logistical hub for us. And so we're trying to bypass the town itself, which has elements of, I believe, the 2nd Syrian Infantry Brigade, or sorry, I can't remember which. It's an infantry brigade and elements of an armored division. We've already destroyed several enemy T-72s, but they've inflicted pretty heavy casualties. That first objective that we assaulted, we lost 2 infantry sections, basically wiped out, assaulting from the left. We lost another infantry section when its IFV was hit by, I think, a T-72 round. And, the whole thing went up like a Roman candle. Our Leopard tanks are handling the T-72s with relative ease. There are enemy anti-tank guided missiles, which we've also seen deployed. And we are also battling the environment. There's sections of mud and areas that our tanks are getting stuck in and that our IFVs are getting stuck in. So far, no tanks are immobilized, but we have suffered several IFVs that are immobilized. Now, this video was taken from my Twitch channel. It was part of a live stream from a couple of days back. So this isn't the cleanest battle. I mean, as you can tell, we are running into a lot of challenges, a lot of problems. My strategy at this point is largely just been to move IFVs forward and mow down buildings with 20mm fire and tank fire to just sort of level every building that is in our way. I can't really damage the buildings in El Bab, so we're going to continue taking fire from the flank from those buildings because they're packed full of refugees. We can return fire, but we can't destroy the buildings. So I'm largely ignoring those buildings on my left flank and trying to move a little bit further out around to the right, destroying any of these sort of farm buildings and these orchards that are off to our flank that could pose a threat. And that's sort of where we're at right now. This is a little bit of a lull, this video in the battle. We're kind of just keeping a handful on keeping sort of tabs on a handful of vehicles as we move through the last objective point. We have some infantry that's assaulting this town as well, but we'll see how things play out as we move through the map and try and make it toward the back of the map to launch our final assault on a hilltop compound that the enemy has occupied. But we will see how we move through this, and I'll catch you guys at the end. My units that I left behind are actually in decent shape. I got way spread out and yeah, fuck. All right. Yeah, that's a big-ass compound that I'm not looking forward to taking. But hey, we'll set up headquarters here on the roof. That's what these engineers are going to be for, right? Is taking this compound down. All right, let me know when you're embarked. Nightfall's coming, by the way. It's clearly getting darker. Good thing I left my just battalion HQ in the rear here. Where's that artillery coming in? Is that over here? I don't think so. Still taking fire from the flank. Again, we're probably taking fire from these guys over here. But I think we've cleared Geneva, at least. Probably hit an IED moving up this road. Let's make sure we destroy that last enemy building if there's anything there. Alright, so we're going to speed our guys up this way. Move our utility vehicles with our spotters forward. I'm going to try and pulverize that last enemy compound. I'm going to just try and level it with artillery. And, you know, maybe we'll get the enemy to surrender. That's a possibility. Let's move this vehicle up this way. We'll use our martyrs to clear these buildings on the right flank. We may use these walls here for our engineers to kind of come up on Zurich. The problem is it's on top of a tall building. So it's not easy to approach without being exposed to fire. Ha! You missed! How could you miss? Okay. Combine this with CK3? Yeah. That's your ticket. Wall Destroyer 2020. Rawr! Well, mostly, I probably should be playing with more pauses. The core of the original way this game was played for like the first version was that it was turn-based, and the combat was resolved in real time. Oh shit. Point-blank tank combat. Shoot it! Oh, is it knocked out? Oh my god. What the hell? It's just like a T-72 chilling at like... Shoot him! Oh, poor guys. Poor guys. Just... They dead. Yeah, you don't need to come back here now. Alright, did we get our... Bring our spotters forward, a little bit further forward. We're going to bring them up to this new complex of buildings. I'm going to throw them in this two-story building here, and then we're gonna hit the enemy compound at Zurich. No, I'm showing you how not to play this game. That is Let's be clear, Arrow. I hear the sarcasm in your voice, but I'm showing you exactly how not to play this game. Or I hear the sarcasm in your text, might be the more accurate statement. Something blew up over here. Oh, these must have been the 155s I called in earlier. Now we're going to move on this building here. You're telling me you can't see that building? It's right there. Point blank building clear simulator. Use your IFVs to clear buildings. I'm known as the butcher for good reason. Yeah. No one ever said I was a competent modern commander. I want to know how many 20mm rounds I'm expending in this battle. Alright, our vehicles are up. Get those spotters on the roof there. They may take fire from the surrounding buildings. If they do, I should have infantry support that can help lay down some suppressive fire. We've got a couple of martyrs. I, for a long time, was saying marauders. A lot of these vehicles back here in the rear and these units back here are probably not... I didn't need to leave them behind. I'm probably going in with way too few troops. Some of these units did suffer pretty heavily, though. I think I'm ordering these guys to sprint. I probably shouldn't have done that. Those guys are completely shot to pieces back there. It's going to be a nice little long run for you. Immobilized. This is a crew. Crew. Why are these guys not moving? Yeah. These engineers are probably... Oh, they're not exhausted. They took that building, I guess. You've got a long ways to go, boys. All right. So we flattened this building. Looks like there were bad guys in it. At least it's telling us there were. We're going to swing these guys up over here. Not sure if they have any more tanks. Meanwhile, are my eyes up on top of these buildings yet? They are. Okay, let's pause here. Time to call in the heavies here. Zurich is the compound. Nice big complex of buildings here. We're going to go with a linear target. You telling me you can't see that from back here? How can you not see this? You can strike here, but you can't strike back here? What if we do a point target? Can you get a line of sight on a point target? Not even the tallest building, huh? Just the buildings in front. What if we do an area target? So this is obviously a deliberate design of the scenario to limit your ability to effectively destroy these buildings. Gonna waste a lot of artillery here. We'll use one entire battery to try and knock out the front. Of these buildings. Can these guys see anything? No, they still can't see. Is there anything they can do? No. How am I supposed to get a visual on this? It's like a revert. The whole damn thing. I could see that, can't I? The whole damn enemy position is a reverse slope. Basically. How am I going to guide shells? Just a slither of rooftop? That's why it won't work? You know, I don't care. I just want you to lob shells in there indiscriminately. That's my real objective. They still can't see him from down here, too. All right, let's do this. Let's get these engineer units out to the right. Those are my only 2 engineer units that are still in vehicles. You know what I should do is send one of my martyrs back. Go pick up these engineers. So I don't know if I'm allowed to knock out the front buildings here or not. You know what I should actually do? Shit. I want you to adjust linear target. All right. Adjusting. Should adjust out of an area target. You, in theory, might hit some of these rear buildings, but you're not going to do enough damage to knock them out. So I'm going to try and adjust that fire into a linear strike. Looks like there's enemy trenches here in front of this building out here, so we are going to have to approach up the right flank. All right, the artillery started. It's going to take a couple of minutes to adjust the fire. But it's coming down pretty good on those buildings. You can see very heavy intensity. We did call for an emergency strike here. My engineers are coming forward. Why don't you cancel your target? Meanwhile, you guys should get in here. Get in the vehicle. Go embark in that thing. You guys get in that. Actually, get in the martyr. All right, I'm going to call my infantry up here and try and get sort of in this direction. This is, I think, a reverse slope, so I think we've got some cover here. I don't think the enemy can see me back here either. So we should be able to set up for a nice set-piece attack on the complex itself. I just need to make sure I get a little bit more infantry support in here. Probably get a few more IFVs also. We probably took cost-prohibitive casualties at this point. So it looks like we did switch to a line barrage now. Not sure how much ammo is left on these guys. They're firing for less than a minute. They've got 8 more rounds not fired. They've destroyed a bunch of the buildings here. Several rounds are already in flight. All right, so they've ceased fire. They have a couple of rounds left. It might not be a terrible idea to try and set up a smoke screen for our infantry as we try and approach this complex. We should have enough artillery to do that. We've got some 120 millimeter mortars as well. Don't bother the backline troops. They're attending USO concert. I mean, they're Germans. Does Germany have the USO? All right. Let's get that squad in. So I think these engineers are in. The Fuchs kind of sucks, by the way. The APC that the engineers are in kind of sucks, per my understanding. So we've taken the first 3 objectives with heavy, tremendous losses. I'm hoping that some of my casualties are just wounded and might actually be able to be sort of salvaged. Are there enemy troops inside here? These look like foxholes. They are. Destroy that building, sir. There might be enemy troops in here. I love the ricochets. Aereo, are you kidding about that, by the way? Is that a joke? I can't tell if you're serious. Alright, building comes down. Not sure if there's enemy troops in there or not. Just in case they may have pulled back to another building there. So do we have no line of sight on any of this shit? So we just knocked out sort of the front line of buildings, but I have no line of sight into this complex at all? I'd love to, like, sneak a guy up there and call in some artillery. Have you ever joked before? You're a serious dude. Yeah. Yes, you are. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Like, really? I didn't order you that way. Alright, trying to get more troops up to prepare for the assault. Those guys are in the IFV now. Is there anything you can see out this way? Nothing? The barrage did nothing for you, huh? Alright. Well, we'll have you start dropping smoke in a minute. Actually, I guess if you can't see anything, then dropping smoke may not be all that useful either. Alright, so we've got 2 breaching units. 3rd breaching unit's coming up. I like that these breaching units are in a Martyr. They're, I think, much better. We're sort of setting up for the final assault. Go get in there. It's a slow but steady process. Alright, mobilized. Almost all dead. Got a lot of immobilized vehicles. Fortunately, immobilized vehicles don't count as like actual permanent casualties, I don't think. Why are they taking... Oh, they're tired. Is that why they're taking so long to... Like, oh, we're just going to take a nap. Guys, you're like 2 seconds away from getting in the damn vehicle. You'll get a nice little rest once you get in there. All right, guys, and this seems like as good a spot as any to wrap this video up. A little bit of a shorter one. The next video will be the last video looking at this battle. It will involve the infantry and engineer assault on the final enemy position, as well as substantial artillery barrages and other items that we attempt to do to weaken this post. I've played this battle somewhat incompetently to this point, by my own admission, but I think things get a little bit better in the next part. So if you are enjoying this series, or if you feel like this could be done better and it's a little bit frustrating, I recommend you stick around for the next part to see how we sort of slowly and methodically work toward that final objective to attempt to win a German victory. And also, you know, stick around to see how many men we've lost, because this has been a bloody affair. It kind of reminds me to some extent of that snafu of a battle that the U.S. fought in the initial invasion of Iraq, where an IFV got ambushed moving across a river, and then there was some incidents of like an A-10 strafing some of their own men. I can't remember if it was Najaf or was it Najariya. I can't remember the name of the town, but essentially it was one of the stumbling blocks in the initial invasion of Iraq in 2003. And I feel like a lot of the battles in this invasion are somewhat similar to that, right? Obviously, there weren't a whole bunch of those kind of battles in the 2003 invasion, but it feels like a lot of the battles in this game are built off a similar premise, which makes sense given when the scenario design was occurring. But yeah, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.